Way.
Hello, everyone, once again. So, my name is Jennifer Hernandez. I'm just going to go a little bit back to tell you a little bit about who I am and how we got here today. I didn't take the traditional ways of life. I actually took the hard route, having to learn everything on my own by trial and error. Looking for love in all the wrong places sent me to the streets of Chicago, hanging out with gangs, finding my family within those streets, and really learning how to just find my own individuality. And that also sent me getting kicked out of high school and sent into alternative program where I was actually counseled throughout the schooling process and able to learn a little bit about myself and maybe why I was looking in all of the wrong directions and what the problems were that I was facing in life that led me to the hanging out on the streets of Chicago. And after that, I was able to graduate through the alternative program I went to. And the one thing that I always had was a work ethic. I always had a job, no matter what I was going through. I always worked. But between 17 and 19, I found myself homeless, off and on homeless, and not having a place to lay my head. And when you're in survival mode, the problem that we have is that we don't start to dream. Right? We're not dreaming. We're just surviving, wondering how we're going to get to day and where I'm going to sleep tomorrow. But the biggest thing I will tell you when you're stuck in that mode is start to dream and start to see the life that you desire versus the one that you're living in. 17 to 19, when I was off and on homeless, I ended up pregnant with my first child. The life I was living was going to end me up dead or in jail, and she was my reason to change. So I named her Destiny because she was truly my destiny. After that, we did go ahead and move out of the city, and I started to work really hard. I started off in the car business as a switchboard operator and was able to work my way up to a finance manager at the age of 24, which in a male-dominated industry such as the car business, it's very, very difficult to do. But it taught me a lot. It gave me a lot of thick skin so that I could continue on with my life. By the time I was 28 years old, I was making over six figures a year, had a $500,000 house, 4 rental properties, and a vacation home. Because when I was living in that apartment, that's the life that I dreamed for. So it all came very, very soon after that. That's what led me to the mortgage industry. That's where I was able to make over six figures a year in the mortgage industry, helping other people who were like myself. And because I had so much financial hardship throughout my life, I learned how to craft solutions for people who maybe weren't ready to buy, maybe had some credit errors and needed to fix up their credit in order for them to be able to be approved for a home. So I was the one to come in and give them that advice in order to help them secure that dream of home ownership. But as we all know, in the mortgage industry, the 2008 crash came very soon. And right before that, I had given birth to boy-girl twins in 2006. So I was now a new mom again of two-year-olds plus 2 other children. So now a mom of 4. And the industry, my income went from over 6 figures to 90% decrease in income within about 7-8 months time. So just imagine, you finally have created the life of your dreams, and then you didn't plan for it to be ripped away so quickly. It was devastating. It was actually something that shook me to my core. I was getting depressed. I was so sad that I was about to lose everything that I had worked so hard for. And during that time is when I started to reflect on my life. It was literally the only thing to save me from myself was to reflect and see all of the things that I had been through in life, to know that losing those material possessions was not going to be the end of me. So I literally wrote down everything I had been through in life. And I'm like, that's it. There's no way this is the end of my story. This is just the beginning. And it was truly that for me. Losing everything that I had and having to restart and rebuild, it was the most devastating thing that I had been through thus far in life. But it was what set me up for what is to come. And if we think back, like all those greatest things in life, the ones that broke us to our core, the ones that hurt us so immensely, those are the things that propel us to our greatness. Now, when life comes in on me, I'm like, bring it on, because I know you're about to take me to a whole nother level that I have yet to be to. So I continued to work Mortgage industry, every company kept closing. But in 2011, I got back in the industry. I took a year or two off to hang out with my 2-year olds, because they didn't get a whole lot of me when they were first born. So I figured I would give them that time while I had it, and every mortgage company was going out of business. So when I got back in 2011, and I started with the bank, and I just kept working, grinding as hard as I could to continue to get to the top of my craft once again. And in 2017, I aligned myself with Loan Depot. Right before I did, because I have such a servant driven heart, if I'm not able to help all clientele, whether you're a 400 or an 800 credit score, if I'm not able to do that, I have really no interest, because I feel all people should be treated equal, regardless of the score that they're given or the things that they've had to go through in life. So for me, I was almost out of the industry in 2017. If I didn't find a company who would do make sense lending and allow me to be able to help the clients that I was meant to serve, that there was no way I could continue. But in 2017, I found Loan Depot, and I took a chance on them. I I went to go work for their company, and by 2019, I was already again, at the working towards the top percentage of loan officers, and I started my own branch so I can capture more of the funds so we can create change in the neighborhoods in which we work in. So we worked really, really hard. And in 2021, what Tina had said is I was number one in the state of Illinois. I was actually number one in the state of Illinois in 2021 for FHA lending, which is lending on low to moderate income areas. And my partner was number two. So we had top one and two in the country for FHA lending in the state of Illinois, right in my branch that I was able to create. We actually closed over 180 million in production that year, and we became number one and two. We're also top 1% in the country for lending across the board. And we've been recognized in Scotsman's Guide on several different accounts. It's been a beautiful journey. And I just really believe that the thing that, sets us aside in this industry is what we've been through in life in order to craft those solutions for our clients. And we're not done yet though, guys, because that book got completed. In 2022, I finally finished my book that I started writing in 2010, and we'll be launching in January 16th of 2024. I will be launching my story. And with my story, I'm hoping to impact others, because along the way, I found love for myself. As a 45-year-old single, I've actually, after the divorce, after the crash in the industry in 2011, I got divorced, and I became a true single mother. Single mother raising 4-year-old twins and two going into high school, all on my own with a 100% commission job. I'm telling you, I know that what I'm saying is hard and it's difficult, but I lived payday loan to keep the lights on, and I continued to work. The one thing I remember, there was a huge shift for me, because I know if any of you are single moms and you're dealing with this, you know how hard it is. It was so hard. But as soon as I made the switch from crying about why me, why did I have to live this life? Why did all of the things in the world have to come against me and make it so difficult for me to care for my children? When I stopped crying, why me? And I started to say, no, not me. That's not my story. My story is going to be, I'm going to see the big house that I'm going to have again, the new life that I'm going to live, the vacations that I'm going to take with my family. When I started to focus on those, right? Because what we feed grows. When I fed those, I no longer was crying every day. I no longer was waiting for money to show up. Checks would just come in the mail. New clients would be referred to me from people I didn't know, because I made that shift in my head to say, no more. I'm not crying, why me? This isn't my story. This is just the beginning. I'm going to continue. And I'm here to tell you that I don't care what your situation is. You are the one in control of the life that you create. You are the one in control of whether you stay in depression mode or you soar ahead, because what you feed is going to grow. So I encourage you to always feed what you want in life, not where you're at. And it's funny, my 20-year-old, she's like, Mom, so what you're saying is you basically lied to yourself. Well, if that's what you want to call it, yes. I I lied to myself. I pretended I wasn't thousands of dollars negative in the bank every single day so that I could call in the life that I wanted. So I didn't focus on the life that I had. So it made a huge difference. And within a couple years, in 2021, I made over 7 figures in personal income, over $1 million in income. So just think about that. 5 years prior to, thousands of dollars negative in the bank, payday loan to payday loan, crying, why me? Why did I have to live this life? And the minute that I embraced the life that God gave me and embraced the life that I was living and was grateful for all the hardship that I was being put through, because it was there not to hurt me, but to grow me, to expand me, to propel me into the life that I was meant to be in. So now it's so beautiful, because now that I finally know that, when the whole world is coming in on me, I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I know you're sending me to another level I have yet to be to yet. And I'm so excited, and I am so grateful for it. And I know Tina wanted me to talk a little bit here on how I can help you guys achieve the dream of homeownership. It's really simple. You can go to approvedbyjen.com. Approvedbyjen.com. That is my website on Loan Depot, and you can apply. And I don't care where you're at right now. I don't care if you think you don't qualify, your credit's too much, you don't think you have enough income, whatever your limiting belief is. I want you to remove that. And I want you to know that what you want, you can have. And there are people out here who are just like you, no different, that can help you get that. So if you take that chance and that opportunity and apply, we can craft a solution for you no matter where you're at in your story, no matter what your situation is. We can guide you on what you'll need to do if for some reason you're not ready to apply. And just to give you like an example of how that works too, it's actually approvedbyjen.com. So, and another how that works is once you apply, they have a simulator that I'm able to add, change, delete your different items on your credit as like a simulator to tell you like what needs to be done in order for that score to come up if for some reason it's not where it needs to be. So I'm sorry, I'm seeing a link. New technical thing. Something came up and I was trying to read it. But yeah, I'm just so excited to try to help you guys achieve that dream of homeownership, because we know, financial success is gained and generational wealth is gained through real estate. Real estate has been the only thing that has always been something that we can rely on. I know a lot of people went with Bitcoin. And I know Dr. Tina is coming on here. Dr. Tina, are you coming back in? Dr. Tina Day Lewis, she is coming back on. Hi, Dr. Tina.
Yeah. Hey. Yes, absolutely. So I am just honored to have you not just here on Nigeria Virtual Conference, sponsored by Global Women Speakers, but as a member of Global Women Speakers, as an ultimate member, that is, you are absolutely incredible. And so, what was that website again? Because I know there are some people that are saying, you know what, I can't get a house yet. I have to wait. And you just shared that they don't have to wait. And for me, Jen, I know it's approved by Jen, but is there anything that you can give, maybe a checklist to help us go down the list and see where we are, what we need to do? Because I already shared with you, I'm using you for my investment property that we're going to have. It's going to be bought by Global Women Speaker, because wherever I go in the world, I want to make sure that there is a place, a safe haven where Global Women Speakers get to stay while we travel the world, while we speak, while we share our messages and sell our products globally. So, Jen, what's the website again?
It's approvedbyjen.com.
Awesome.
Approvedbyjen.com.
Awesome. I just want to share 3 nuggets. I took a lot of notes. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this live, hashtag live, if you want someone else to watch it, because listen, sharing is caring. The information that they're sharing comes from years of not just experience, but also pain, sacrifice, It does. And so I want you to share our YouTube channel. It is actually being streamed live on YouTube. Yes, it's a new platform, but I'm loving StreamYard. I mean, I'm loving, not StreamYard. I didn't use StreamYard. I am loving Air Meet. It's amazing. We're going to have breakout rooms. You can have a virtual vendor table. There's so many things that we can do here. And this will be our new home at Global Women Speakers. So approvedbyjen.com. Approvedbyjen.com. So Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. You are amazing. And the three things that I wanted to share is, number one, you said, listen, you're lying to yourself. I'm going to say you're telling your circumstances that they are a lie, because your current situation doesn't matter. Your current situation is temporary. No matter what it is, no matter how hard it is, no matter how gut wrenching it is, it's temporary. So your circumstances are lying to you. You continue to speak to who you really are. You continue to speak not just to your future self, because we have exactly who we are supposed to be right inside of us. In our minds, in our hearts, in our gut, we know that we know that we know that we know that we were meant to be here. That we were meant to be not just great, but extraordinary. Extraordinary. And Jen, you are extraordinary. I appreciate you for having you here. We're going to go on to our next speaker. If you want to connect with Jen, go to approvedbyjen.com. You can find her on all things social as Jennifer Hernandez. She is the number one. She was the number one in the state of Illinois, but she's in the top 1% traditionally around the globe. Talk about global women speakers. That's just the talent that we have here in our organization. So thank you, Jen. Yes. Ladies, did you enjoy Jen? Give Jen some love, her flowers while she's here. Give her some heart emojis. Give it up for Jennifer Hernandez. Also, did you enjoy Victor, our saxophone player? I was blown away. The music was absolutely amazing. And to have him here live in Nigeria, what better way, right? There's a lot of companies that say, hey, yeah, we're having a virtual conference. We're coming to you from the Ukraine, but no one's there in the Ukraine, right? Maybe an attendee is there, but we are physically here in Nigeria. Had an amazing event yesterday with Dr. Ifeanyi. And not only that, we had probably 100 people maybe? Yeah, exactly. More than 100 people there. Explosive. Talk about building your brand. Most people believe that, you have to be in front of your audience. The reality is, if you're operating your gift, you will attract the right audience. That's just the reality. Do not be geographically restricted and be traditional in your thinking. No, think not just outside the box, but just think global, think global, think global. So, and number two, she said, whatever you feed grows, and whatever you starve dies. Starve that negativity. Starve the naysayers, the vision killers, and the dream stillers. And the last thing that I want to share with you guys, based off what she said, is this. You can stop at any point in your life, even today, and say, this is not how the story is going to end. This is not how the story is going to end. You can't go back and create a new beginning. But ladies and gentlemen, we can start from today and create a new ending. So Jennifer, thank you for being here. All right, who's up next? I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I am blown away already. I literally can say that this is done, right? Our summit is over, but stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, because we have another phenomenal, incredible, amazing speaker coming up. Matter of fact, that next speaker is, can I get a drum roll, please? Drum roll, please. Yes, I love the drum roll. I love the drum roll. All right. Rainey, who's up next? Okay, well, guess what? While they bring up the next speaker from backstage, Victor, you would like to play another one? Yes. We're going to have Victor play another song, maybe for maybe a 2-minute? 2 minute. Yes, a 2-minute favorite. I love it. You guys, listen, here in Nigeria, if I have to give you 3 things that you should really do before you come to Nigeria or while here in Nigeria, number 1 is make sure you have their currency. Make sure you have to have Nairas. That's the name of their money. You want to have Nairas. That's number one. Number two is you want to make sure that you learn just a few key words of the language, and not just here in Nigeria, but anywhere you go. Learn some key words of their language. And then number three, number three is make sure you come with an open mind. Not the things you see on media, on the internet, not the things people told you, but come with an open mind. And because of that open mind, I'm able to be here with Victor. So, Victor, take it away.